Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE Monday Night Raw, January 29th, and Smackdown, January 30th, 2018 review. I'm sorry about last night, guys, that I didn't upload a Raw review, but since I was tired, basically, didn't really have the energy to want to get on here and pretty much vent, because that's all this review is going to be based on, is me venting about how shitty Raw and SmackDown both really were. There was a few good elements here and there, but outside of that, the rest of the shows, both of them, did not entail anything but garbage. So, getting onto Monday Night Raw, I'm not going to get too heavily into it. Really, to be for either one of these shows, to be quite frank with you. Just gonna go over some of the bigger highlights. Asuka had a match with Sasha Banks last night on Monday Night Raw. Pretty decent match, wasn't that bad. But majority of Raw was very, very bland, and even the big name matches that were expected to be something of entertainment turned into shit anyway altogether. Such, for example, Braun Strowman and Kane in the Last Man Standing match to qualify for the Elimination Chamber match. This match was absolute shit. There was nothing great about it except for the announcer table falling on top of Kane thanks to Braun Strowman and getting the 10 count. Referee didn't even bother counting to 10. He basically said that he went ahead and would not be able to continue. The referee basically stopped the match altogether without even counting. Um, so yeah, that was shit. Outside of Braun Strowman looking like a badass, going in full well knowing that he ain't walking out the number one contender of the Elimination Chamber match. Speaking of the one that's supposedly going to win to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship was Roman Reigns. He had a match going after the Intercontinental title, re-evoking his rematch clause, and he didn't walk away successfully. He lost that match and ended up losing, and Miz retained his Intercontinental Championship. This leads you to believe that Roman Reigns should beat Braun Strowman in the Elimination Chamber match the way he has been tearing it up through Raw over the last year? No, that doesn't work that way, my friends. Braun Strowman should be the man. Braun Strowman right now should be the Universal Champion. Long before fucking Royal Rumble. He should have been champion at freaking No Mercy and walking away and facing Brock Lesnar one-on-one at the Royal Rumble event, and should have beat him again. That's what should have happened, but we didn't get that. Of course we don't. We don't ever get what we really want, or what we should see that makes logical sense. But what does that make? Why should that matter? The sense shouldn't be a major priority for WWE. They're rich and loaded with money, and they are the only wrestling organization in the United States that is the top dog in in the wrestling business. So why do they give a shit? Right, sure, okay. Eventually, that will put you in the fucking hole somewhere and pretty much out of business. But yeah. So yeah, Roman Reigns lost his match um, last night against Miz. John Cena, Finn Balor. These two guys should have never faced each other in this match. Because quite frank with you, both of them belong in the Elimination Chamber. We have the storyline with John Cena trying to hunt for that 17th title win at WrestleMania. So yeah, of course it would make a lot of sense for John Cena to be in the Elimination Chamber match. He has a big quest to be the man to face a world champion at WrestleMania. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But Finn Balor is also another good one that should be in the Elimination Chamber, but he's not because he got defeated by John Cena. Finn Balor should be in the Elimination Chamber because, one, he's formed a really good faction with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. He went 57 minutes in the Royal Rumble match as a number 2 opponent, and he put on a very great performance at the Royal Rumble 2 days ago. So in my own aspect, he would be very valuable to the Elimination Chamber match because he would put a valid point or a valid interest in people wanting to view this main event for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. So to me, he would be a legitimate contender. Matt Hardy should be in this. Elias should not. John Cena should have faced Elias last night. And John Cena should have walked away victorious again. Matt Hardy, on the other hand, he should be in the Elimination Chamber. Truth of the matter is, Finn Balor, it should be this. It should be Braun Strowman, Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, and John Cena. Those are your 6 opponents. That's what should have been the main event on the card. And instead, we're not going to get that. We're not going to see Matt Hardy or Finn Balor in the number 1 contenders Elimination Chamber match. Wow. Well, that sucks. Anyway, so Sasha Banks, like I already mentioned, faced Asuka. Matt Hardy and Elias's match was shit. I did not particularly like that. Elias did walk away victorious, so he is in the Elimination Chamber match. A lot of boring segments, not a whole lot of storytelling involved. It was just more along the lines like match after match, bullshit after bullshit, nothing major. I mean, Braun Strowman did get built up a little bit more with his interaction with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was pretty upset with how he acted, and Braun Strowman looked at him and says, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't do more damage to Kane than I already did." And he says, "I'm going to do what I want when I want, and you and nobody else is going to be able to stop me from doing that. So you can kiss my ass." Basically. So, in all honesty, there wasn't a whole lot to tell with this show. This show wasn't all that great. As I've already mentioned, I was just completely bored of it. By the 3rd hour, I couldn't do much more. I just did not pay attention. And the main event, my girlfriend called me, and I just did not care to even watch any more of the main event with Finn Balor and John Cena. So, whoopsie. But getting into other things here, let's get into SmackDown. All right, SmackDown was a little bit decent, not great, but hey, it is what it is. Let me pull this up on my cell phone real quick, guys. Alright, so basically, Shinsuke Nakamura came out. He says he's going to be challenging AJ Styles for the championship, which we already know. He's going to go ahead and defeat him at WrestleMania and become the new WWE champion. Okay. Sami Zayn comes out, and Kevin Owens comes out. They're pissed off about what happened with the referee's call and what happened in the situation. They believe that Shane McMahon had something to do with it to have the referee make such a horrible decision and a horrible call on the match. AJ Styles comes out later on and he says, "Well, how about we do this? How about you two go against the dream match that now becomes the dream team? AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura." They say nope and walk away from the match. But later on, Daniel Bryan says that he's the one who calls the matches, not AJ Styles, and you guys are going to compete against them in a tag team match. Well, after that announcement, he also states we're going to see we're going to have a number one contender, and you guys are going to get an opportunity to have a shot at becoming a WWE champion. You guys are going to have to compete against each other next week on Smackdown. So that was their deal. So they're going to be facing each other probably in the main event next week on SmackDown. From that announcement, Jinder Mahal, Kofi Kingston, Rusev, and Zack Ryder for a number one contenders match for the WWE United States Championship. This was actually a pretty okay match. I wasn't too dissatisfied with it. Rusev walked away victorious with the accolade planted on Kofi Kingston, which was very cool. I'm very happy to see that he's getting a United States Championship match. Granted, I don't believe he's walking away as the new United States champ. Bobby Roode's going to stay champion. There's no doubt about it. But Bobby Roode is being a defending champion. I like what they're doing with Bobby Roode here. I do think that it is really great that they are making him a defending champion, like what Roman Reigns did with the Intercontinental, John Cena did with the United States title belt 2 or 3 years ago. He's doing a lot what they did, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's what a lot of performers needs to do with these mid-card titles. They need to be workhorse championship belts. They need to be something that's defended week after week, or once every couple of weeks or something like that, and defended on pay-per-views. So they're definitely titles that can help build a performer into a main eventer because of being a workhorse title. So that was pretty much it. The match was okay. The Usos cut a great promo tonight. Also, I was very impressed with how the Usos were pretty much saying, "Hey, man, we are the best tag team in WWE today. There ain't no tag team that can beat us. We beaten Cesaro and Sheamus, and even part of SmackDown. We beat their ass too at Survivor Series. So." They got a lot of swag and they got a lot of pizzazz and confidence in themselves, and I'm very impressed with how they are. But the Bludgeon brother, Bludgeon, Bludgeon brothers, Harper and Rowan, they are actually look like they're going to be the tag team that takes the titles away from the Usos. I honestly think that they're legitimately badasses, in my opinion. I mean, they look like they could be a Braun Strowman type of character almost, but not exactly. Together as one. So yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all that. And they actually had a match afterwards when they showed up, and it was a squash match basically. Tyler Breeze and Fandango went up against Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. Chad Gable, of course, won their match. Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin won their match, of course. So nothing major there. Charlotte made an announcement. She is stating that she's going to be still the women's champion on SmackDown, and whoever she's going to face at WrestleMania is who it's going to be. It don't matter. Riot Squad came out. It was three-way beatdown, like Evolution style type shit. It's downright fucking annoying. And then Carmella tried to cash in on Charlotte, and she almost did, but didn't happen to be able to pull the trigger, so she walked away with the briefcase without the match being started. So she's still the briefcase owner and still has yet to execute her title opportunity. So that's that. Me personally, I didn't particularly like the three-way beatdown. But hey, wait now. Oh, sorry, I'm just tired, guys. Baron Corbin and Ty Dillinger actually had a backstage confrontation with each other. This was nothing. It turned into a match because of Shane McMahon. Baron Corbin and Ty Dillinger, they had a one-on-one match. At the end of the day, Baron Corbin wins by pinfall with the short arm end of days. So, yay, whoopee. Let's see here, what else? We saw some friction between both tag teams before their main event match, actually. I have to mention that. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are really at odds ends with each other before this match happened. And it does start to show even more during the match. So basically, we pretty much get Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens bickering backstage. And from there, we had Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles kind of having a little bit of friction as well. Shinsuke Nakamura basically was saying, I'm going to be WWE Champion at WrestleMania 34. Fuck the tag team match. I don't really give a shit. I'm just happen to be in it. He's like, are you joking with me? AJ Styles said to Shinsuke. He goes, yeah, I'm just kidding around. But yeah, we're going to be, just follow my lead, basically. And he's like, follow your lead. What the fuck? So, the match itself, the main event, just to skip all the way to it, it was decent. It wasn't great or anything. I mean, this show wasn't horrible. It didn't have the kind of feel towards, like, me wanting to see this. It just was like, I'm watching it, that's it, who cares, right? You know? Nothing major, nothing to make you feel like you're not invested in the show. That's the major problem with this. So getting into the main event, the good thing about this is the storytelling. There was some decent storytelling going on based on the fact of how much friction is going on now that Daniel Bryan has put these two in a number one contenders match to compete one-on-one. This could be a ploy. I mean, we could be seeing another Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho type of setup that we saw last year in 2016 or 2 years ago, since we're in 2018, but it was in December of 2016, so it's not full on 2 years. But I mean, we saw in December 2016 at Roadblock, the end of the line, we saw that Kevin Owens had Chris Jericho attack him so he could purposely retain the championship. Made sense. Chris Jericho attacks Kevin Owens. Owens retains his title. Boom. I think there was a stipulation involved that if Kevin Owens gets disqualified, he will lose the championship. So Chris Jericho had no choice in the matter but to attack Kevin Owens to make Kevin Owens be the one who loses. Roman Reigns lose. So that's pretty much the situation. They could be doing something very similar to this. They could go ahead, have the match, and one of them choose to be the sacrificial lamb and decide to take the pinfall and lose the match so that the other can go on to face AJ Styles. So that could possibly happen. We never know. That might happen. But yeah, Sami Zayn was very frustrated with the match, and so was Kevin Owens. They were both slapping each other in and out of the match to compete, and eventually Sami Zayn got pissed off enough. He looked at Kevin Owens and said, hey, you're the best of this team. You're so great. How about you just do the rest of the match yourself and have a great day? And that was pretty much the end of that. And AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura picked up the victory. Shinsuke Nakamura hit the to Sasha, or whatever the hell the move's called. So he Kinshasa, I'm sorry. And he picks up the victory over Kevin Owens, and that's that. Sami Zayn is shown watching on a monitor backstage, and he's interviewed. Is this the end of your friendship? Nope. This is about the opportunity next week, and Kevin had had his opportunities, but Sammy's been overlooked, and it's his time. People call him KO's best friend. Next week, they're gonna call me the guy who's gonna be who beat Kevin Owens, and then he's gonna be the guy who beat AJ Styles to become WWE champion. Styles and Nakamura celebrating the crowd for the crowd, and that's how the show ends. So basically, we got Sami Zayn really in the hunt for the WWE Championship. This is his whole focus. This is his goal. This is his major priority. Not his friendship with Kevin Owens, not anything else in between. They are just stressing that Sami Zayn is in the hunt for the WWE Championship, and that's what's on his mind. So, very nice storytelling, though. I do have to give Smackdown some credit, though, story-wise. Match quality-wise, not so much. Not that they ever have any good match quality on either shows so often. But very good show. Well, not very good, but it was an okay show for what it was. But quality-wise, I think it could have been a lot better. They don't push enough. It's because there's no heart behind these shows. That's the bottom line. There is no heart building into these shows that makes people emotionally invested. They would do that. It would get people want to watch it. They would get more ratings and people would care. But this is not something that if you miss, you're going to be like, oh boy, whoa, this sucks. I don't know what's going on. What did I miss? Blah, blah, blah. You didn't miss a fucking thing, man. That's the bottom line about WWE's Raw and SmackDown shows. There's nothing you're going to miss. Everything you see in the promos are basically what you saw on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. You're not going to miss anything. And if anything, those 2-3 minute promo videos make the match going in better than watching it on live feed of how it unfolds as it goes. It's a joke. I mean, the Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, and Kane promo video looked more interesting than the actual stuff that unfolded leading up to the match. That's disgusting. That's fucked up. You shouldn't be able to have a 2-3 minute video that just shows you what happened through highlights of it, and they make it really good to the viewer's eye if they never watched any of it. But week after week after week, when you're watching it, you want to see some kind of quality that you're going to get out of it to want to continue watching this shit week after week after week. And we don't get that anymore. And I don't know why. It's really fucking confusing, and it really pisses me off. That's why last night I didn't really watch. I didn't really do this video for Raw, its own video. So I really don't care. I'm sorry to you guys that I don't give a shit. I'm going to try my best to do an NXT show. I think I need to give you guys that. Give you some real wrestling review here and not just bickering and complaining. So anyway, at this time, guys, if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. Leave your comments and opinions down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. And hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. All right? Speak to you later, guys. Bye.